Hi, this is Ali. Welcome to my channel. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you press the bell icon, you'll be notified when I do a next video. Underneath in the description will be my email address. If you have a question for me, please email me and I will do a video to answer your question. This today is a question from a friend that she wants answered, and it is how to manifest money. I think it's a good one because most people at the moment are going to want to be manifesting money. And it's probably the one that a lot of people have difficulty with as well. So the first thing to remember when manifesting money is that you don't want to be reminding yourself of the lack of money. So if you are trying to manifest money coming from you need this, you need that, you're not going to manifest money coming from there. So you need to forget about the lack, because if you are trying to manifest money and in your vibration is lack of money, so you're stressed because haven't got enough money, all you're going to manifest is more lack. You're going to manifest more bills, basically. Okay, so you really need to get your vibration up. You need to get yourself out of that lower vibration. That lower vibration will be the doubt of being able to have money, and the need of money is a really low vibration. So you need to get up and you need to get into a higher vibration and start believing that you can have this money. Now, again, the way we raise our vibration is to do visualizations. If you get yourself really into a visualization and meditation as well, but do visualizations and don't start visualizing on the actual amount of money. So the best thing to do, because if you visualize on an amount of money, it's not a great visualization for a start. You can't really get any emotion with it apart from a bit of excitement when you see it in the bank, but that's hard to keep that actual emotion going. When you're doing a visualization, you want a scene. Well, having a scene of just looking at your bank account is just such a short scene that actually it's a difficult one to get the emotion really going in it. So the best thing to do is to actually visualize what you would buy if you had that money. So let's say you've got loads of debts you need to pay. And so you're going to visualize you want enough money that you would be able to pay those debts and say have a holiday or buy a car or put a new kitchen in, or all of them. So decide what it is that you want the other thing that you would have. If you had paid all your debts, decide what you would have. And you can write it down, you can make a list, you can have more than one thing. You haven't got to just be one thing, but just find something that you would really, really like to have if you were debt free. And then do that visualization. So let's make this a holiday. So it's a holiday. So you're going to visualize. You can even visualize you going on the plane to the holiday, knowing the destination. So it could be the destination of your dreams, somewhere you've always wanted to go. And you could visualize either being on the holiday itself, like I say, or in the plane, or booking the holiday, or telling a friend that you've booked a holiday. But a good visualization is definitely the plane, because you can get the feeling of the plane, you can get the sound of the plane, so you can get your senses going. You can get the taste if you taste something whilst you're sat on the plane. You can have imaginary conversations on the plane. You can have a thought process from the plane. So you could be sat on the plane thinking to yourself, what am I going to wear tonight when I get there? Oh, I'm going to go out tonight. What am I going to wear? So if you can do that and have a thought from that visualization, that then imprints that visualization into your subconscious and makes your subconscious think that is a memory because you've had a thought from it. So this is a great thing to do, and you can do the same if you visualize that you're sitting on the beach or by the pool. You can have a thought again to say, oh, I wonder what we're going to do tonight, or oh, this is lovely here. But have a thought from that visualization about it. And really get your senses going. So you want to feel the heat on your skin, or if you're going snowing, you want to feel the cold. You want to, when you're going out for food, you want to taste the food. You want the smells, because every country has its own little smell, doesn't it? And it could often of the food and stuff. So you really want to get as many of your senses stimulated as you can, okay? And then know who you're with on holiday, so you can have a conversation with that person that you're with on holiday and really get into this visualization. As you know, you only need 68 seconds of this visualization for it to be set, but you can do this visualization for longer, and actually then you're guaranteed to get 68 seconds. You want it with no, again, like I've said before, with no contradiction whatsoever, okay? So you want no contradiction to this visualization. You are having this visualization. This is your holiday. This is what you're having. And that will then bring the money in, because the law of attraction will will give you that holiday, but to give you that holiday, it will have to pay the debts that you have, because by rights you would not go on holiday, on this really nice holiday, unless you had actually paid your debts. So by visualizing this holiday, you're actually making sure that your debts get paid. So that is that's how we do it when visualizing money, to make it so much easier. So take the actual money out of the equation, visualize on what you want. Now, I know this works, right? From first hand, I know this works. A lot of people that know me know my story. I have put it on here before. I wanted to move house. It'll be 2 years in July, to the house I'm in now. And the house I was living in really wasn't the house for me. And I really wanted to be on this one particular street. And this house came up on this street, and this was my perfect house. Needed a lot of work doing to it, but that didn't matter. This was what I wanted. So this house came up for sale, and I had already set in my mind I'm having this house. So I'd done everything, and my house sold within a couple of weeks, and I'd put in the offer for this house. It was all accepted. We were all sat in our chain waiting, like you do, waiting for your process. And then towards the end of it, there was a major hiccup in that I needed 60 grand, and I couldn't get it. The mortgage company had turned us down for some reason, but they had turned us down anyway. So this is a Friday morning, I find out we've been turned down, and we're due to complete in the next few weeks. So this was like, oh my God, what has just happened? No way, this is not happening. This is not happening. As the time I was told, I pulled over, took the phone call, and then I just cried for like 5 minutes, constantly, in a right state. It was awful, by the side of the road. Really, really, really bad. But I then got myself up together, and I just thought, you know what? No way, I'm having this house. I'm having this house. That's it. So I've focused. I got myself like back in the room, and I got back on the focus, and I started doing more visualizations on my way driving back. I was driving back from Bath, and I was doing my visualizations in the car, visualizing this house. I had already drawn out on the pamphlet that this estate agents give you. I'd already drawn out where my furniture was going. I'd already decided what was going where, and what other stuff I was buying, and I'd already had that planned. So I then, when I got in as well, I started looking at that and thinking, that's where I'm having it, that's where I'm having it. I kept a picture of the house on my phone, so I could look at all the time at the picture of this house on my phone. There was a picture of the house on the fridge freezer as well. I pinned it up on there, so every time I came into the kitchen, I could see this house. So I got it into my frame of mind, right, I'm having this house, and my partner at the time, I'd rung him and said, we're having this house, and he's like, we can't get the money. And I'm like, I don't care, we're having this house, okay? Just go with it, we're having this house. Just do what I tell you. So he did, he went with it, and he said, okay, we're having the house. And I think he was thinking, she's mental, she's going to be sectioned soon, but we'll go with it. So anyway, and I had only just started the law of attraction a few months before that, so I was really new to this. I'd watched a lot, because I got really into it really quickly, and I watched a lot of stuff. So I kind of knew we could have this, but I didn't know how. And again, you don't need to know how, because that's up to the universe. So I just thought, right, I'm not focused on the money. The amount is irrelevant. Where this money's coming from is totally irrelevant. I don't care, but I'm having that house. By that afternoon, I had a phone call from Leo's grandmother, who said to me that she'd been talking to Leo's granddad, and they had both decided that they would give Leo 60 grand of his inheritance now, so that we could buy the house. They had the cheque sat there waiting for me to go and pick it up. And I was just like, I was back to crying again, because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't hardly speak. I was just flabbergasted. I just couldn't say thank you enough times. I never imagined in my days that I was ever going to get given the money. I mean, I thought somehow we would find a way to borrow the money. That's where I was going with this, is we would, we had time. This was Friday. We'd, plan over the weekend. Monday, I'll be on the phone. We'll get this sorted. This was going to be sorted. But no, we'd just been given the money. So I was like, oh my gosh. Couldn't believe it. Absolutely couldn't believe it. And I was just so, so grateful and, to the universe for giving me this. And then just so chuffed, because I knew that I'd done this. And it was a major amount for me. It's a lot of money to just suddenly, and I literally plucked it out of the air. I had no idea where it was coming from. I certainly was never going to ask anybody to lend me that sort of money. So it was just unbelievable. This does work. This really does work. And like I'm saying, from first-hand experience, I know this works. And I started with small things. So I'd start trying to manifest little things that didn't matter. And that's the way to go. Manifest like £10. If you can just today, just say, I'm gonna have £10. By the end of today or the end of tomorrow, I'm gonna have £10 I didn't have when I did this. And you will. You will find £10. You'll either find £10 in a pocket or somewhere, or £10 will come to you somehow. You will get £10 because it's a small amount that doesn't really matter. And then once you get that small amount, you can then start really trusting in the universe that actually you can have what you want. And trust is everything. If you doubt this, you are blocking it. Okay? This is why I'm saying as well, don't focus on the money, because it puts a block in it. If you focus on what you want with the money, you're not focusing on the money. It doesn't block it. And, you know, it's the thought of having a holiday is easy to visualize, and it's easy to believe, isn't it? Because you can have a holiday, you know, you could win a holiday, you could come buy a holiday any way, shape or form, but to actually fixate on a certain amount of money is harder. There is other little things you can do. So there's an Abraham Hicks trick. Now, anybody that watches anything I do knows how I love Abraham Hicks, and the trick that she tells people to do is that to walk around, she says dollars because she's American, so she says to walk around with $100 in your back pocket or in your purse, and for the next few days, and as long as you want, just tell yourself each day what you can buy with that money. So if you see something on TV, so I can buy that. If you see an advert on your phone, yeah, I can buy that. And just, you know, you can list it or you can just see it, but just know you can buy it, but don't buy it. Keep that money so you can still see it. So you can do it as well if the money's in the bank, but put the money to one side. And like I say, you don't have to do £100. You could do 50 if £100 is too tight. You need the money. You need it to be an amount of money that you can actually put to one side, that you can actually say is still there, because you need to be able to see it. You need that to be able to see the money there, to believe it, because again, you're tricking your subconscious, and your subconscious needs to know the money's there. And if you keep telling yourself you could buy this, you could buy this, you could buy this, your subconscious is working on the fact that you have enough money that you could buy all these things. So for your £100, you've mounted up like thousands and thousands of pounds worth of stuff that you could buy, and you haven't bought any of it, but your subconscious isn't worried about the fact you haven't bought it. All it knows is that you're going to buy it, or you want it, or it's on your list, but you've still got the money. So it fools it into thinking you've still got the money. Also, another way of doing this is like Jim Carrey did. So he, when he wanted to be famous, he wanted to be a famous actor, and he visualised a lot. And he did a little trick that he wrote a cheque out to himself. And on this cheque, he made it payable to himself, and he put for services rendered. And he made it it was a few million. It was a lot of money he put on this cheque. And he dated it 5 years from the date that he did the cheque. And he folded it up and he put it in the back of his wallet, and he didn't worry about it. He let it go. So that's part of the process again. Let it go. Believe it's coming. Let it go. And now and again, when he looked for his wallet, he'd keep it in there. He'd open it up, have a look, put it back in his wallet. He said by the end of the 5 years, it was in a right mess. And then when he got to this 5-year period, this is when he then had a phone call from somebody to say that they wanted him for the role of in Dumb and Dumber, and they told him how much he would be getting paid for his role, and the amount that he was going to get paid was the amount that he'd written on this cheque. That was the millions that he'd written on this cheque, and he got paid that amount. And then from then on, I mean, we all know how amazing Jim Carrey is. And he's manifested the whole thing, and he puts everything he's got totally down to law of attraction. And he says this check trick. So you can do that, and you can put a check anywhere. You can keep it in your pocket. You could put it on your side, pin it on something so that you can see it. I wouldn't go going for millions at the moment. I would just start small and go for an amount that would be quite nice. You know, you could start off on a smaller amount and then build your way up to a bigger amount, and just do the check and then let the check go, and then you'll just see it every now and again. Just forget about it. Again, the bigger amount you put on there, I would put a longer date. You know, like he put 5 years. You can do a check like that for 5 years, but if you want money now, you want to be doing some smaller checks that you kind of need. So you could do a couple of grand or whatever, and do it for obviously a quicker date on it. You could kind of leave it date free. I mean, he put the date on it, but you could leave it date free, which is leaving it open again. The less specific you can be with the universe, the quicker and the easier things are going to come, because it's specifics that puts doubt in our minds. So sometimes by putting a date on something, you're then going to say to yourself, I don't believe I can have it by that date. So it doesn't always work in our favour by dating stuff. And there's also another little trick that you can do. So with all of this, we say to like live in the end as if we have the amount already. So we're having the holiday as if we have the amount already, and we're telling you to know that you've got the amount. Okay. Now sometimes it's not that easy to know you've got the amount, because it puts a block again. By telling yourself you have this amount, but you know you haven't, you put a block on something. So it's a lot easier to tell yourself that you are going to have this amount. So you don't have to tell yourself it's here at the moment, but you can tell yourself that it's coming, and you can tell yourself you're going to have it. And if you keep telling yourself you're going to have it, eventually you would turn that into the belief of it's here. You can change that over a period of time of telling yourself it's coming. You will gradually be able to turn that into I have it. It's here. It's mine. And it breaks it down without there being any negative thought about it. Because obviously if you start saying to yourself I have it, but you know you haven't, you're straight away saying, well, I know I haven't. So it's an easier way to get your mind into processing that actually, yes, I'm going to have this, just by telling yourself you're going to have it. And you manifest just as easily telling yourself you're going to have something, because you've still put it out there that it's yours. It's just you're going to have it. It's not, not right now, but it's coming. It's on its way. I know it's on its way. It's coming. It's any time. It's coming. So just really, really get into knowing that these things are coming. That is key to everything, is to know that you create your future. This is how this goes. You create your own future. What you are living now is what you've created before. And it's just that once you know this, you are mindfully creating your future. So actually you've been, it's kind of like the Matrix, isn't it? That you've been in this bubble, and you've believed what you're seeing, and now you've been unplugged, and once you're unplugged you can't go back. Because it's very true, once you know this, you can't go back. You can't stop knowing this, and you can't stop doing it, because you're just conscious of your thought process and conscious of what you want. You know, with any contrast that you get shows you what you don't want, and the minute you know what you don't want, you know exactly what you do want. And once you know what you want, you know how you can get it. You can do your visualization, and you can just put it out there, and it's coming. It's there. It's there. This is what we're here for. This is what we're here to do. We're vibrational. We are vibrational, and we're having a human experience, but we are vibration, and everything to do with this is to do with vibration and lining up the vibrations. So everything that is here, everything that we want is already there for us vibrationally. It's already there. In another dimension, it's already there. We just have to get over to that dimension by lining up to it, and then we have anything we want. And another thing to remember is that if you're really struggling with the money thing, so yeah, all right, you can try visualizing the holiday, but you've still got it in the back of your head, no, I'm in debt. Now this is going to block you. So what you can do at this point is to actually stop thinking about the money, stop thinking about the holiday, start visualizing something else that you know you can have. So let's say you struggle to manifest money, but you are great at manifesting relationships, because people are all different at manifesting different things. I mean, I'm pretty good at manifesting money, but I could be bad at manifesting other things. So your strong point might not be manifesting money. Your strong point might be manifesting good relationships. So then focus on it. If you're in a really good marriage, focus on that marriage, and just you can do visualizations as to what fun you and your partner are going to have over the future years. And if you're not married, you can visualize the marriage, because you know you're with the person, so the marriage will come. And it could be you visualizing the holiday, not from the financial side, but from the side of being away with your partner. You could visualize him or her surprising you with this amazing holiday that you had no idea you'd be going on, and like, oh my gosh, it's our anniversary, and oh yeah, we're going here. And do you know what I mean? So just focus on what is your strong point, and let the things that that give you the things that block you and the things that give you resistance, don't focus on them. Let them go, because anything that you've put out there, once you align to one thing, everything you've put out there will start coming. Everything. It's all done on vibration. So once you only have to align to one vibration, to one thing that you want, and align to that and really go for it, and everything else will fall in. And you will suddenly see all these things. I mean, list down what you want, because then look back on these things. And this again also makes you know, I can really do this. And we never stop. So once we get that car, once we get that holiday, we don't stop. That's not it done. No, it's never done. We want more then. We'll want another holiday. And later on we'll have another car. We might even have a new house, or we'll have a kitchen, or, with anything. start a new business, we'll do whatever. We never stop manifesting. And once we know that we can be in charge of what we manifest and in charge of our lives, the world is our oyster. It really is our oyster. And it's like I say, it's all belief. It's really, really all belief. But use your strong points. Go with what you know you believe and manifest things along that scale, and then everything else will come. So leave the stuff that's blocking you, leave that alone, okay? Because it's hindering you. So really, really leave that alone. Well, I hope that's helpful. And yeah, it'd be interesting to hear if you any of you manifest £10 later on. Just put it in the comments or email me so I know. It'd be nice to hear who's managed to manifest what. Okay, lovely. Take care. Bye bye.